So to create a halftone material like this in Blender, it's really easy. So in a new Blender file, just delete the default cube, add in a icosphere, subdivide it about 5 times, doesn't really matter how much, and shade smooth. Open up the shader editor, click new to add in a new material, call this halftone. In here we can delete the principal BSDF, add in a diffuse BSDF node, add in a shader to RGB node. If you cannot find this, you are in cycles, you need to switch to Eevee for that. Connect those. So now we have color data from our material. We also need to add in a light, of course, so we can get that data. Add in a sun. Then what we want to do is add in a camera. Then add in a texture coordinate node. Grab the window coordinates. And add in a vector math node to multiply this with a combine XYZ node. And then set the X value to the X aspect ratio, and then the Y value to the Y aspect ratio of your camera. And then add in a Voronoi texture, which uses these vector coordinates. Set the randomness to 0, and then change the scale to whatever you want. Use the distance, and add in a math node. Set this to less than. Alright, and now for the hardest part is instead of using the lightest values to multiply this, like this, we want to use the darker values. And this is actually not that easy. So first we need to add in a multiply node, so a math node, and then set this to multiply. Then I want to set this value to -1. Then I want to add in a map range node, since now we have a negative value and we want to view this. So set the from min -1. This value should be the same as this value here, and then the rest can stay default. If this is too intense, we can also add in another multiply node after this and set this to something like 0.5 or 0.2, whatever you want. And then to finish this up, add in a multiply node, connect these two. So now we can change both of them with one slider. All right, and then the final part is adding in a mix color node, setting this to the factor, and setting the top value to white and then the bottom value to black. And for better viewing, we can set the film to transparent. And also make sure that when you are working with cartoony shaders like this, that in your color management, you have your view transform set to standard. So you get full white and full blacks instead of the view transform AGX, which uses some gray values for that. And that's basically it. To finish this up, we can select everything, hit Ctrl G, and then connect all the parts we find necessary. Then you're left with something like this. And if we tab back to our overview, we can see our material here, and we can change all of these parameters. So the amount, the scaling, or the aspect, of course, and the color and roughness and things like that. If you found this useful, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.